us, Kompakt was founded at the 1st of March in '93, when we opened our first little record shop, close to the place where we used to live now. At these days, under the name of Delirium Records, which was a franchise system with a Frankfurt based record shop, which everybody might know meanwhile. And for us, we always have been Kompakt since our very beginning, from the spirit side, from the philosophy side, because we always have been the way we are, and people know us today, So even if it's clear that we just, when we moved and we get out of this system in '95 and changed the name in '98, which was when we invented the label Kompakt and the distribution Kompakt. For us, the date of when Kompakt was founded is definitely the 1st of March in '93.
Kompakt has many sub-labels, and why did you make so many sub-labels, like you made with Rare or Toto, or things like this, K2, Kompakt Extra? I think it's for different sounds, but what was the different sounds for each label?
The most of these Kompakt sub-labels have been invented, founded also around let's say late 90s till 2005, 2006, in this period. In this period, most of these sub-labels have been founded because there has been so much creativity, It was when we started to release more and more, let's say, album releases and profile releases, band releases in the late 90s and the early 2000 years on Kompakt, there was not enough space to release also this wonderful, fast and straight techno records just for DJs. Therefore, we founded our first important sub-label, Kompakt Extra, also called Speicher, where we had this wonderful 5-6 minute hit techno music without any ambient, which what we also do on the mother label Kompakt, without any weird. It was just meant to be straight music. And also we also had this big fable, special Michael and me, for pop music, for this 80s influenced pop scene. We always said that some of our records are influenced by ideas of, let's say, of Pet Shop Boys or Roxy music. Therefore, someday we founded Kompakt Pop to have a separate platform also to release, let's say, techno-based music with, say, special vocals. It was also important to separate a little bit, to give the people a bit more of orientation, because some of our fans, they don't like this, but they don't like that. And it was easier for them to say, okay, I like this label and this one is not so important for me. It's just to give a little help to arrange our massive output which we had these days.
Okay, and for each sub-labels, is that the same way to manage between three of you, with Michael and Jürgen, or is that for that kind of label is rather you, for this one is rather Michael, and
the most of the time in our peak time at Kompakt, the whole A&R policy, the whole decisions, which records came out, have done mainly by Michael Meyer and me. Let's say from the very beginning till 2006, 2007, when I stepped away more and more from this job, because I found that there was a certain point when I said, now it's enough said about anybody else's music, and I get concentrated back on my own one. So I stepped more and more away from the A&R job, and the releases within the last years are mainly decided and arranged by Michael Meyer, and of course a little help of our wonderful people which work for us, and sometimes by Jürgen Pape. But Jürgen, he's more the guy, like, you give him some demo and said, what do you think about it? And he's really concentrated and is really straight, and he never makes any compromises. But he's not the guy who said, hey, let's do this, or that he says that he brings in demos. He just listens and decides, but only he prefers to decide from the back row, compared to Michael and me, where we say we have ideas to arrange it, we bring these things forward, and we got ideas about stylings and names. We also help artists in the whole style of the record, concerning the sleeve design, names, titles, tracks, and all these things.
And Compact is now not only a label, it's a distributor too, resellers. When did it come for Compact to go to this part of business, if you can say that?
The main time of the 90s, me especially, I started doing this music in 1990, 91. Then we opened the record shop in 93, and we get more and more into this business thing. And in 98, when I had my first peak of my own music a little bit behind me, I felt more and more. I felt the need, and I also the last to learn more and more about the business side of music. We want to be as much as possible independent. We want to use new structures for distribution and for bringing our music to the people without the traditional influence of music industry. So yeah, it was a great chance and also a great need on the other side to be as much as possible independent, so that we can do what we want without any influence. And in the end, it was a business decision, to get adult with your music. Yeah.
And in all your history, so now from 20 years, we can say.
Yes.
Are there some specific facts, moments which have changed everything? I don't know, maybe the fact, of course, to meet your mates, or maybe to take this type of decision. Is there something special that?
I wouldn't recommend any single special event. It's the whole thing. It's the whole idea of this factory idea. Even when I was young, or when I was in the 80s, and I was like some young artist, musician guy. I always loved this Andy Warhol idea of factory, of living and working under one roof in a way, with friends and people who share the same ideas. And in a way, this is what we fulfilled till the 90s at Compact. We moved in the house we are now in 2003, which is a big house in the center of Cologne, where all our activities, studios, distribution, and also our living places, all under one roof. And this is the main thing about Compact. What we do, it's not so much that single event. It's not only. It's also not that single record. It's really a million things come together.
And to finish about Compact, we spoke about not speaking about future release or current things, but is there a project, a willingness that you would like Compact to make? It's not really a project, but you would like, you think about it. Maybe we'll do that one day with Compact.
A certain project which I have in mind, which we haven't done so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a very, these days when the music market changed so much, I would say in a very special way to remain like we are, in a way, to bring our sound ideas through the decades, and also to stay. The main wish I would have about the main idea of Compact is to stay as much as independent as possible, and never forget about where we come from. Always try our best to make our music as much radical and revolutionary as before, and music comes always before money.